Let's start with a chord that had an official unveiling this weekend, a parent preview. I think for the first time ever, they charged admission as opposed to donations only.
Whoa.
That's neither here nor there. But the Carolina Crown, they had their show this weekend, and nothing stays quiet for long once you perform. Though Madison Scouts did their show last night, and I haven't seen a video, so it's been very, very quiet. They may know, like, we'll keep it quiet as long as possible before Diesel talks about it. But at Carolina Crown, they did their show. So
you predicted the props; they were huge.
They were. Well, I saw a picture.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, he didn't predict them,
but I knew. We saw everything. We saw the uniforms, we saw the costumes, we saw flags, we saw everything but the closer. Because I believe they stopped right after their ballot.
The ballot, it was the end of the ballot.
Right?
Yeah.
So I always like to do Oreos. We'll start with the good, and then you can say maybe not bad, maybe just things you didn't like as much, and then we'll finish with good stuff. So, what was your favorite thing from seeing or hearing this Carolina Crown show? As I look up what it was called and all that stuff.
Immediately, I mean, obviously the brass in the book, the ballad. That seems to be everyone's favorite part, and it is mine as well. Yeah, man. I mean, the brass obviously is amazing, and the music's very well written, and the I'm a fan of the new style of percussion and the battery, and just kind of the new. I don't know. It's a different sound, but I like it. So
yeah, I will have to agree. Now, Mahler is one of my favorite, if not my favorite composer out there. So to have them play that ballad in Carolina Crown. They play the heck out of their ballads. So I really enjoyed it. I remember listening to it and go, oh, that's just like really, really good. I thought that will be my favorite musical moment from them, unless the closer just wows me in a different way. But for them, that will be my favorite ballad and will very well be my favorite interpretation of a Mahler piece this year on the field. Now, we did see only up to the ballad. I do like the percussion as well. It's a different style of writing from the Mike Jackson, Kevin Shaw that was doing it previous. It's the Joe Hobbs and Cliff Walker. We had mentioned that last year on there. We had talked about the Wes Cartwright effect. It's his first year with Carolina Crown. And I will be honest, and this is not a knock, so this still fits in the top. If you were to show me a picture of their core uniform, especially the color guard uniform, I would have thought this was Broken Arrow High School. And that's not a positive or a negative, but it's a very distinct look.
It's a style, yeah.
It is. It's very, and the props too. I saw this online. I cannot take credit for it. And whether they said it tongue in cheek or they said it as just a true opinion.
Yeah.
They said biblically accurate angel prop.
Okay.
Because if you were to read what biblically accurate angels look like, they don't look like
they look like that.
Yes, they don't.
I've seen that before. Now that you're saying,
they don't look like the white Christian nationalists, blonde hair, blue eyes, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They have eyes everywhere. They have limbs. Like it's not the most aesthetically pleasing look if you think of him as a messenger from God, so to speak. So the show is called The Point of No Return, and if you know your Wes Cartwright, Broken Arrow, LD Bell type shows, there is an affinity for apocalyptic type stuff, end of world type stuff,
getting that vibe.
Crisis, something, a nuclear bomb. Now I'm just, but anything in that vibe. And this gives you that sort of feel of.
I mean, they're playing Dies Irae, right?
They're playing the little bit of Dies Irae.
Yeah.
But Carmina Burana makes up the majority of the
Day
piece.
of Wrath, by the way. That's what that means. So it makes sense.
Thank you for educating people out there. Thank you. What language is it?
Latin, maybe?
Yes, it's Latin. Not Latinx, because it's Hispanic, Mexican. I can say that because you can't. The Point of No Return, we talked about that. Carmina Burana is the main music for Prague. 1968, a seminal work for a band and whatnot. Symphony No. 5 in C-sharp minor, movement for the Adagietto, which is the Gustav Mahler. The closer, which we have not heard, is the Devil's Staircase, last played by the Vanguard in
Sounds cool.
Something or other, and then Carmina Burana, which they haven't given you the full, so that's the closer. Like you're going to get that kind of thing probably mixed in there. There is no shortage of tongue gymnastics, no shortages of long, drawn out, humongous chords.
Sounds like Crown.
It sounds like Crown. After seeing it and hearing what you were able to hear and see, does that change your thoughts on sort of an early season prediction? I don't think you necessarily disagreed with my prediction. I think I put him in fourth.
I don't disagree with that.
So you still think they're a fourth right now?
Yeah, I could see that.
Do you think they
Who's
could?
in fifth?
Phantom Regiment.
Phantom Regiment? I haven't seen Phantom Regiment, so I can't make any comments. But
That's another drum corps that I've seen and heard nothing from. They could be releasing something today. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, but
who knows? Who knows? So yeah, I personally did not see or hear anything that makes me go, I think I should have put him in second or third or first.
Right.
That's
I could
just
agree with that.
me.
I could agree with that. Yeah.
There's a term that I've heard judges use, designers use. I understand people are going to think it's hate, but it isn't exclusive. There can only be one. I do not think in its current presentation that is a championship show. That is not a show that I think.
It's not ridiculous to say that.
No, but in most years, there's 2, if you're lucky, 3 shows that are championship shows.
Yeah, it's like this could be,
Correct. In its current iteration, not seeing it and hearing it, but it is. They haven't even had their first real show yet, and these designers, are notorious for saving things for San Antonio and beyond. Who knows? Who knows?
It's true.
As we move on.
They do change a lot. So
they certainly do. That's true. And speaking of drum corps that change a lot or that know how to gauge and pace their season,